Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we've got some incredible sources detailing a really powerful personal story. We're diving into the life of a man from Iraq, his journey through war, displacement, and, well, a deep search for meaning. These sources you've given us, they paint such a vivid picture. It's more than one man's story, isn't it? It feels like a whole tapestry of karma, struggle, and that universal need for answers. Our mission really is just to see what insights we can pull from his experiences to help us all understand things a bit better.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is how looking closely at one person's life, especially a one filled with such extremes, can shine a light on these fundamental truths, about suffering, about peace. These sources are like a window, really, into how karma might work and what happens when someone truly starts seeking. So yeah, let's dig into those nuggets of knowledge.
Right. So, setting the stage. His early life in Iraq, even before the major conflicts escalated, it was quite something. Huge family, 15 kids.
Yeah, 15 children. But tragically, 7 didn't survive childhood, even early on.
Wow. And his father, he sounds like a really central figure.
Hmm.
Kind, generous, devoutly Muslim, praying 5 times a day.
Yes, very devout. Did the ritual cleansing, everything, and successful too, an oil well driller. So for a while, the family was prosperous, relatively safe, a strong role model.
But then the tragedy really begins to unfold.
It does. The war, starting in 1980, changed everything. It created this climate of fear. Total conformity was demanded. The government rules, as the sources detail, were just brutal. If you disagreed with the state religion or the leaders, the head of the household could be beheaded.
Just like that.
Just like that. Over 2 million people died during that period, and his father was one of them.
Unbelievable.
And there are other layers, too, the cultural practices. Like the sources mentioned marriage within relatives was common, mandated almost. His parents were cousins, arranged when his mother was very young.
Right.
And marrying outside the faith or certain sex or even relationships that weren't prearranged that could mean death, it was seen as soiling the family. Really strict.
So his father's beheading, what did that do to the family?
It was catastrophic. His mother fell into a deep depression, understandably. And then the family faced this horrifying cycle. Imprisonment every 3 months.
Imprisonment? The whole family?
The whole family, yes. Enduring starvation in prison. More children died during that time.
And he was just a kid himself.
He became the head of the household at 14. Just imagine. Constant hardship, constant fear. The 1991 war was apparently particularly devastating for him personally.
And then he escaped.
Yes, finally, as a refugee. He was 21, made this harrowing escape attempt towards the Kuwaiti border, saw so many people die.
Oh, my God.
And then ended up in a refugee camp for 7 years. 7 years, with temperatures hitting 50 Celsius. That's, what, 122 Fahrenheit?
Unimaginable condition.
Before finally getting to Denmark at age 28. The sheer amount of suffering, but also the resilience is just incredible.
Incredible is the right word. And that resilience, that survival instinct, it didn't just stop there, did it? His journey then takes another turn.
Exactly. That quest for something deeper, for peace, really starts to drive him.
So he's in Denmark, and he meets a Thai woman, a Buddhist.
Yes, and this encounter becomes pivotal.
He's immediately curious about Buddhism, asks her about it, and her first response is kind of simple, but potent.
Do good, do bad, get bad. That's what she says.
And that just hooks him. He starts asking more, like, okay, but how do you do good? What is bad? Am I good or bad? The big questions.
Right, and don't Buddhists go to temples? Real practical questions, too.
But initially, she couldn't really answer him clearly. Got frustrated.
Apparently, yes. Couldn't give him the solid answers he was looking for at that moment.
Yep.
And then there's this gap. 8 years pass.
8 years.
8 years. Then she comes back into his life. And this time, she's confident. She introduces him to DMC, the Dhamma meditation channel, and crucially, to meditation itself.
So after everything he'd been through, all that searching, what was it about meditation?
Well, this raises an important question, doesn't it? What did he find there? The sources say he experienced this profound inner peace. Something totally different from his experience with daily prayers, which he said often left him feeling restless, unhappy.
Interesting contrast.
Very. And it sparked this deep desire in him, like he wanted all Muslims to feel this peace too. He came to believe meditation wasn't just Buddhist, it was universal. just a way to calm the mind.
That's a powerful realization.
And the sources add another layer here, suggesting a past life connection, that he might have been a nominal Buddhist before, someone who identifies but doesn't practice deeply.
Like many people today, maybe.
Exactly. But the suffering in this life, the war, pushed him to actively seek something that could truly end suffering. And he found those answers for himself in Buddhism and specifically in meditation.
Okay, so that sets up his personal journey. But then the sources dive deep into the karma of his family. Here's where it gets really interesting and quite specific. Let's start with his father.
Right. The father's karma, why born in Iraq, why Muslim.
According to these sources, it traces back to past lives, where he followed similar theistic religions and actually participated in tribal wars.
So that led to the rebirth in a war-torn theistic country this time around. It's like attracts, like in a karmic sense.
And the beheading. This is stark.
Very stark. The sources link it directly to past karma of beheading many animals as sacrifices to the gods he worshipped back then.
Wow. A direct consequence.
A very direct one. And his state after death. The sources describe it vividly.
Yeah.
Before dying, he was terrified, but thinking of God. Afterwards, his subtle body, they call it a yak, like a spirit form, its head is still severed, it's holding its own head, running in terror.
That's horrifying.
It's an incredibly potent image. He's apparently grouped with others who have similar karma under the care of other yak officials, still sort of waiting for his god to save him.
So that suffering continues in that realm, even years later.
It seems so, yes. Until something shifts the karma. And the way to help him, the sources say, is for the son are subject to perform merit. Giving, precepts, but especially meditation, in the Buddhist way.
And dedicate that merit to his father.
Exactly. Dedicating the merit should gradually improve the father's state, even help reattach the head in that subtle form.
But absolutely no animal sacrifice.
Crucially, yes. That mixes merit with demerit, makes things worse, or hinders progress.
Okay. Let's turn to his mother's karma. Why was she born there, Muslim, married to a relative?
Similar reasons to the father, according to the sources. Past lives involved in theistic traditions, but specifically it mentions she took joy in the tribal wars back then.
Took joy in them.
Yes. And the intermarriage custom stemmed from those times too, needing to keep secrets within the tribe during conflicts.
Right, that makes a certain kind of sense. And her imprisonment and depression during the war in this life.
That's presented as a direct karmic result. Because she took joy in those past wars, she essentially supported and approved of families being separated, people being imprisoned, so she experienced a similar fate herself.
That's a heavy connection.
It really is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it highlights how even mental states like taking joy or approval in harm can create these incredibly strong karmic ripples. It draws people together across lifetimes into situations where they experience the results of those past thoughts and actions. It's all interconnected.
And his wife. The sources touch on her situation too.
Yes, briefly. It says she still loves him, but her connection, her attachment to her family and homeland in Iraq is incredibly strong. Even with the war, it's home.
The shade of relatives is cooler than any tree. That's the quote, right?
That's the one. A powerful image of that deep bond. So the advice for him is basically patience, understanding, flexibility. Keep the connection, but with a cool head and a smile. Accept her needs.
Okay, now let's look at the children. The sources talk about his eldest daughter's challenges. Frequent stomach pain.
Yes, and interestingly, it's attributed mainly to current life stress. The war trauma, the cultural whiplash between Denmark and Iraq, the constant moving back and forth.
So a mind-body connection. Psychological stress causing physical pain.
Exactly. Something doctors couldn't diagnose because the root wasn't purely physical.
And her deafness. In one ear since birth.
This one is traced back to a specific past life karma. It's quite detailed. As a child in a past life, she was playing and unintentionally hit her younger sister's hand.
Okay.
The sister was cleaning her ear with a stick at that exact moment, and the hit caused the stick to go in and damage the eardrum.
Oh, wow. Just a childhood accident, but with such long-lasting consequences?
Precisely. What's fascinating here is that level of detail, the precision of karma. It shows how even unintentional acts, especially things done playfully as a child, can trigger a karmic effect down the line. The rules of the samsaric cycle, as the source puts it, they don't really make exceptions. It underscores why understanding these laws is seen as so crucial for navigating life skillfully.
So what's the remedy suggested for her?
For the stomach pain, meditation, since it's stress-related, calming the mind should help directly. For the deafness, it's noted as being difficult to cure karmically, but making merit, dedicating it specifically, and making a strong wish can help lighten that karmic burden over time.
Right. Now, let's swing back to his own karma. Why him? Why born into war, such a difficult life?
The sources link this to a past life where he was a wealthy businessman, and crucially, he provided financial support to the state for war efforts.
Ah, so he funded war.
He did, and this is a key distinction, unwillingly. He didn't want to, but he did it anyway.
And that unwillingness matters.
It seems so. Because his support wasn't wholehearted, the karma wasn't severe enough to cause his death during the escape. Unlike others, he saw perish. But it was enough to ensure he still experienced the intense fear and hardship of war and displacement.
That nuance is really interesting, which leads him to those huge questions about war itself.
Yes, his own experiences fuel this deep need to understand. Why does war even exist? How can we stop it? Who can stop it?
So what does this all mean? What answers do the sources provide?
They point to a very fundamental cause. The real enemy, as it says, aren't other people. They're the defilements within us. Greed, anger, and delusion.
The classic 3 poisons in Buddhism.
Exactly. These inner states lead to negative actions, negative karma. And that karma then ripens, drawing people together in situations where conflict continues, cycle after cycle.
Why does this keep happening?
Because, the sources argue, humans generally lack dhammachakshu, the Dharma eye, the wisdom to see reality clearly, and they haven't connected with the Dhammakaya, which is often described as this inner body of enlightenment, the pure nature of the mind within everyone. Without that insight, we don't grasp the true reality of cause and effect of life itself.
Okay, so if the root cause is internal defilements,
Yeah.
how do you stop something as massive as war?
It requires global cooperation, yes, but the starting point is individual. The only way to truly stop war, according to these sources, is for people everywhere to stop their minds.
Stop their minds.
Through meditation. By achieving inner peace, that inner stillness, they use the Pali word santisuk. The idea is that this inner peace, once cultivated individually, will naturally radiate outwards. It creates the foundation for genuine outer peace, or santifap. So, stopping the mind through meditation is positioned as the absolute key, the first and most crucial step.
Start within to change the without. Makes sense. Now let's connect back to the Thai woman who introduced him to all this. There are karmic threads there too.
Oh, yes. Her own life story, mentioned briefly in the sources, experiencing an arranged marriage, divorce, daughter's family problems, that's also linked to her past karma.
How so?
In one past life, she was a man in an agricultural society who arranged marriages for his kids. In another, as a man, she apparently had philandering karma, which led to family breakups. So, similar themes echoing in her own life.
And their meeting, him and the Thai woman, was that just chance?
Not according to this perspective. It was due to old merit, a past connection. In a previous life, she acted as his Kalyana Mitra, a spiritual friend or noble guide.
A guide.
She invited him to make merit in Buddhism back then. But here's the interesting part. He did it more out of deference to her, rather than deep personal faith.
Deference merit.
Yes, and that specific quality of merit, done out of deference, is what led to him being reborn as that wealthy businessman who unwillingly funded the war.
Whoa, okay, so the intention, the quality of mind, while making merit, really shapes the outcome.
Absolutely. What's fascinating here is how that subtle deference versus genuine faith shaped his subsequent lives, and even determined how long it took for them to reconnect. The sources say it was after many kalpas.
Many cycles of the universe, that's mind-boggling.
It emphasizes the long-term impact of our intentions.
So, looking ahead for him now, he has these aspirations, right?
Yeah.
Translating Dharma into Arabic, expanding DMC, trying to foster peace among Iraqis.
Yes, big goals. And the sources confirm he does have the merit and the capacity to do this work. The advice is just to proceed steadily.
And the benefits of that kind of work, expanding DMC.
They list quite a few. Blessings like physical beauty, wealth, good qualities, attracting supportive friends, ensuring rebirth where Buddhism flourishes, closing off paths to lower realms, and ensuring a good rebirth, like in heaven. Pretty significant potential rewards.
In his family, his wife and kids,
Yeah.
any connection for them.
Yes, it mentions they also have past merit with the Mukana, the Buddhist community, or Sangha. They served as a supply corps in past lives.
Meaning they supported the monks, maybe with food or requisites?
Exactly, providing material support. But like him, they were also separated from that path for many, many kalpas before reconnecting now.
Wow. We've really covered a vast sweep of time and experience in this deep dive, from the trenches of war and displacement,
That intense personal suffering.
all the way to these incredibly detailed karmic explanations, and ultimately this path towards inner peace through meditation.
It really shows how actions, even small ones, even unwilling ones, can echo through lifetimes.
But also, crucially, how understanding these laws as cause and effect offers a way out, a path to freedom.
Which I think raises an important question for all of us listening. Consider this idea that the greatest enemy isn't out there somewhere, it's inside. It's our own greed, anger, delusion. If the journey to global peace truly starts with each person calming their own mind, what step, maybe even a small one, will you take towards finding that inner peace today?
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We hope this knowledge brings you some deeper understanding and maybe inspires you on your own path.